I'm not even trying to be funny. Every 5 to 10 years, they make a new slavery movie.
I've been thinking about this shit for a long time. They will teach you everything about slavery to make sure that you know you used to be a fucking slave. So everybody else knows you used to be slaves. So when you wonder where do people get this mindset from, that's where they're getting it from. That's where they're getting it from. They don't teach them nothing else. If they gonna teach them anything else, they're gonna make sure they teach them. These people used to be slaves. They used to be considered 3/5 of a person. They're not even people.
Google right now slavery movies and look at them in chronological order. Every 5 to 10 years, they make a new slavery movie.
And y'all, let me tell you, the first thing I did was to go on the internet and look. So according to Google, there are so many slavery movies out there that are done. A lot of them. Actually, a lot of them. I never thought there were so many slavery movies until I saw this man's video. And then I went and asked Google again, how many movies are made about colonialism? And instantly Google couldn't tell me nothing. Isn't that a good idea? No, because it just dawned upon me that white people are clever. What? So you want to tell me, oh my God, you guys, if you think about it, they actually never make movies showing how white people colonize the world. This is deep. I just thought about it and I just want you guys to tell me what you think in the comment section. No, like, what? At least 5 years, you'll get a Netflix banger, something in the box office about slavery. About slavery. And the more they make them, the more they change the white people part, that they didn't actually do that bad to the black people, or actually they did bad, yes, but they reached a moment where they gave them freedom. Literally, oh my God. What? Still, even the ones that are being made today, the more they make them look like it actually wasn't that bad on black people. Okay, maybe it was that bad, but actually black people gained from it. You know, they gave them independence. Well, at least there's one son of the colonizer who liked a maid. Guys.
Unpopular opinion, I don't think that there should ever be another slave movie made ever again. I think we've got the gist. I think we've created all the media that we could possibly create surrounding slavery and slave movies. I think if you're not talking about a specific person that we have not had a movie about or that we don't know anything about, I don't want to see a fucking slave movie. And I especially don't want to see a made up story. Like, this is a slave movie with a fictitious background and these are fictitious characters. I don't want to see that shit.
Ever ask yourselves why they make so many movies about slavery, but like there's like zero to no movies about the Jim Crow era or the civil rights movement? My guess would be because it historicizes it in a sense. It kind of like pushes it back and makes it an issue that is not a modern issue that affects people today. Basically, it absolves white people and their ancestors for their crimes against humanity, by pushing it back and making it seem like it was such a long time ago. Basically, it gives white people a way to say that racism doesn't affect modern day people today. But if we talked about Jim Crow, which was literally like, what, 50, 60 years ago, then the civil rights movement would literally make white people look like modern day monsters. Like, we would literally be talking about people's grandparents that are still living today who literally participated in tree hangings, like who literally were KKK members burning people's house down. Like, we talked about the Tulsa massacres and like all of those black towns and cities that were built down and like all the colleges with the kids still inside that they burnt down. White people would not be able to like absolve themselves of the crime against humanity. Like, they're literally still benefiting off of those atrocities today. And if we talked about Jim Crow and Reconstruction the way that they do slavery, they would not be able to absolve themselves of those crimes.
How many movies show how European Americans invaded America? Jamaica, the entire Caribbean, Haiti. How many movies are there that show the true colors of how white people entered Africa, what they did to Africans? South Africa. That South Africa is literally 30 years old. Literally, they got independence in 1994. How many movies are there that show white people that they colonized, they stole, they did everything to people around the world so they can steal their land? How many movies are there? Yeah. You can literally go and look on Google for one and you'll fail to find it. How many are on Netflix? There is nothing that pisses me off than seeing a section on Google, on IMDb, that says slavery movies. There's even a section. How many movies do you find on Netflix that show how white people colonized? No, somebody asked how many movies are there that show the era of Jim Crow. It is so deep, ladies and gentlemen, that when I look at it, I look from an African point of view. Yo, it is so crazy that until today, black people are reminded that they come from slavery. But until today, African students learn that white people are saviors. They invented, they discovered. Even the colonization that we study in African schools is romanticized. They came to colonize, but they discovered the Victoria Falls. They came colonized, but they built the airport. They came colonized, but they discovered the beginning of River Nile. They came colonized, but they brought Jesus Christ. They came colonized, but at least they gave you good English. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. Shocked is an understatement. Wow. We don't need no more slavery movies. They need to remind you generation to generation, that this is your history. Even the young kids, the white kids, they grow up and movies produced every after 5 to 10 years. Yeah, they say, oh, now when they go and look at Peter, it's gonna be a movie like your ancestors. Hey, oh my God. The young kids are literally growing up. Oh my God, even the white babies that are being born, they grow up to watch TV and understanding black people came from slavery. And a black kid is reminded every single day that you came from slavery. But at least white people gave you independence. Wow.
The colonizers actually did a good job enslaving us mentally, because they've not had to do anything to us for a long time and we are still indoctrinating ourselves by ourselves. And one of the biggest tools that they use to indoctrinate us is Nollywood. You see, Nollywood is one that spread the idea of African spirituality is bad and your village people and that juju is bad and then karma is going to come back for somebody that did you bad, or a lot of unreasonable things that they show in Nollywood. And that is why I never really liked Nollywood from childhood, right? Because I feel like I'm somebody that wants to learn. I'm very curious. So if I'm watching something that I'm not learning anything from, I don't want to watch it. And I see Nollywood as literally brain rot. It just reduces your IQ. Like, even if you were smart before you started watching the movies, by the time you are done, you'll be feeling so stupid because they do a lot of stupid things. And that was the biggest tool they used to indoctrinate a lot of people, that a lot of people don't even have confidence and they feel like they're inferior just because they are black.